In video number 85, you saw me unloading flooring that I had for the small house out into the woods. And then in video number 87, I was cleaning up the wood burning stove to get that ready also. So the beginning of this video, of course, as you see, I'm getting more flooring, and this is the remainder of the flooring I'm getting for the small house in the woods. Once this wood gets unloaded, I'll have about 4 different types of flooring, vinyl flooring, so that I'll have plenty enough room for the whole house. I'll make my choices as to where the flooring will go in which rooms and take care of that. I'm unloading this flooring as I did the first in the barn. This is my brother's barn. I don't want to take it out to the small house because I don't have any kind of storage out there, because anything I take out there has to go in the house because there's no other place to put it. While I'm working, it gets in the way. If I'm in one corner, I have building material over there, I have to move it. And once I go to the next corner, I just have to move everything back and forth. So that's not a good thing. So I'm just going to leave it here in the barn. Now I've taken the wood burning stove out of the barn because I've actually put on some fire block on the parts that have separated, because this is an old stove and the cast iron has separated, so it doesn't have a tight fit. So what I'm doing here is getting a lot of kindling to put on the inside of the wood burning stove so I can actually make a fire and see what I'm working with, because I don't want to take this wood burning stove out there, install it, and find that I'm getting smoke into the house, because that won't be a good thing. Because I'm just interested in having it heat the house up and keep me warm. I don't want to get smoked out. So that's what's happening right now. So in just a little bit, after I get everything up and going and let it burn a little bit, I'll come back in and just kind of explain the next process of it, what I need to do and all that good stuff. So hang on with me for a little bit after I get all this stuff in here, and I'll have a little bit more dialogue coming up. So the reason I started this fire is because I put a little fire shield here, because over time the pieces of metal have moved, so they don't form a good closed gap anymore. So I put this on to make sure that it wouldn't smoke so much, but I see smoke coming from underneath here someplace. And all of this was to test it, to make sure it's okay before I actually put it in the house, because if I get it installed in the house and I start it, all the smoke you see right here will be going into the house, and that's not going to be good. So I wanted to make sure that it didn't do that. So once this fire is over, I will take everything out and I'll turn it over and see where that's coming from underneath also, so that I can change that. And maybe it'll be okay to put it in the house, but for right now, I'm thinking about putting this wood burning stove heater on the outside and maybe do some cooking over it when I want to cook outside. I can even do that in the winter, because this is giving off heat also, so that I can cook and stay warm outside even in the winter. But if I'm not able to repair where this smoke is coming out, then it'll have to be outside, because I couldn't have this burning like that on the inside, because I don't want to have carbon monoxide coming out into the house. So everything on this side looks pretty good, so it's probably that side. So once it cools down again, I'll go ahead and see if I can't take care of that. So if I can take care of that and can't find another heater, then this will still go outside, but I do want another heater just in case there's something else when I bring it inside and burn it for a long period of time, because when I come back, it's probably going to be a little cold at night anyway, because it'll be closer to winter when I get back. So if I can have this in the house installed or something like this, then I can stay warm without having just my sleeping bags and all that, because I will be staying out there. So that's what that's all about. If I'm able to take care of these smoking issues here coming out the side, I can put it inside if I can't find another one that's better, because I'd rather start with something that I don't have to repair, and I know that's not going to give me problems with smoking on the inside. And then again, if I can't, of course, I'll still put this one outside so that I'll be able to use it to cook with outside and stay warm when I'm outside doing something around the house in the woods. So what I failed to mention is the fact that the smoke that I saw coming from underneath the wood burning stove was actually from the two pieces of 2x6 wood that I had it sitting on. As a matter of fact, right here in the foreground where you see the little hatchet, there's one of the pieces that the wood burning stove was sitting on. And of course, having been away from wood burning stoves and all this kind of burning things like that, I hadn't been around them actually since I was about 12 years old when we actually left Alabama. I forgot that these things get so hot, they really burn things, which is why you have to have something underneath the heater and also in back of the heater so it doesn't heat up your walls and things like that. So what I did is I took the 2x6 wood from underneath the wood burning stove. My brother happened to have some fire bricks on the inside of the barn, so I took about 4 fire bricks and set those underneath the wood burning stove. And of course, there's no more smoke coming out of the bottom, so everything looks really good. So at this point, it looks like I'm able to go ahead and put this heater on the inside of the house. So that's going to be one of the first things I do, possibly when I get back, depending on how cold it is and how long I stay out there. If I stay out there, when I come back, I'll have to rough it like I did before by using a thin sleeping bag inside of a thicker sleeping bag and just wrap it up all around me and make it really tight so I don't get cold, because the last time I was out there, it got down to the 30s, 35s, and 40 there, and this was back in March. So I'm planning to go back before March, so we'll see how it goes. So if I'm able to put this in and get a fire going, that would be a great thing, because I can heat the whole house up. It'll be a lot easier now because of course I have no walls on the inside. It's just all 2x4s, no insulation. So that's what I will try and do. It's looking pretty good as far as the stove is concerned, so I'm going to just let it burn for a while, and I'll leave it overnight, let this fire burn out. I'll come back tomorrow, take it all apart and put it back into the garage, because I pretty much have the seal of approval with this thing. It's smoking real nice, so I'm just going to let it sit here and burn for a bit, and that's going to be it. So I'll see you guys on the next video.